First, the headlines. India reports 86,432 cases in last 24 hours. Total infections cross 40 lakh mark. Manipur so far registers 6,699 novel coronavirus cases. Death toll stands at 35. Assam government lifts weekend lockdown and night curfew. And 7 die as bus transporting laborers collides with truck in Chhattisgarh. Good afternoon and welcome to Times of Manipur Television News Today at 1 p.m. I'm Loving RIMAI, giving you the latest news updates. The total number of coronavirus cases crossed the 40 lakh mark today to reach 40,23,179 as the country recorded 86,432 infections in the last 24 hours. With 1,089 fresh deaths, the toll reached 69,561. As per a media report, at present, India has 8,46,395 active cases and as many as 31,07,223 people have recovered. India has been reporting more than 80,000 cases per day for the last 3 days now. Globally, the novel coronavirus has infected 2.65 crore people and claimed the lives of 8,73,131 people so far. As many as 1.76 crore have recovered. On the vaccine front, Monsef Slow, Chief Advisor for White House's vaccine program, has said it was extremely unlikely, though not impossible, for a vaccine to be made available by the end of next month. Also, the much criticized Russian vaccine for novel coronavirus was found to be safe and also triggered a strong immune response, according to results of Phase 1 and Phase 2 clinical trials published in The Lancet, the report added. Manipur's Social Welfare and Corporation Minister Nimcha Kipgen has recovered as she tested COVID-19 negative. On a social media post, the minister wrote, "I got myself tested again for COVID-19 and the report came back negative this time. I wish to express my sincere gratitude to the Kangpokpi District Medical Team and Dr. Lokeshwar of Jenims for their medical care and constant support," the minister said. Manipur has so far reported 6,699 cases of COVID-19, while the number of active cases now stands at 1,765. In all, 4,899 have been discharged after recovery. The recovery rate in the state has climbed to 73.13%. As per the State COVID-19 Command Control Room, 66 persons, 39 males and 27 females from general population and 24 personnel from Central Armed Police Force CAPF were tested positive for COVID-19 in Manipur in the last 24 hours. The fresh cases were confirmed at VRDL Jenims, Jiribam, Ukhrul, Imphal West RD Wing, Tengnopal, Babina Diagnostics, Raj Medicity and Maipakpi Hospital. Among them, 10 were from Imphal West, 12 from Imphal East, 13 from Bishnupur, 8 from Taubal, 3 from Jiribam, 2 from Kokching, 15 from Tengnopal and 3 from Ukhrul. They have been shifted to the COVID care facilities. The current fatality tally is 35 in the state. The Assam government lifted weekend lockdown and night curfew, while COVID-19 related restrictions would remain in force in the containment zones until September 30, as per a media report. Assam Chief Secretary said that the night curfew and weekend lockdown were enforced across the state and inter-district movements were prohibited since June 28 following a massive rise in COVID-19 cases. The Chief Secretary, in a separate order, said that people above 65 years of age, people with comorbidities, Pregnant women and children below the age of 10 years are advised to stay home except for medical emergencies. Any person violating any of the COVID-19 guidelines is liable to be prosecuted under the relevant sections of the Disaster Management Act and also under Section 188 of IPC. Any person not wearing face cover or spitting in public places shall be fined ₹1,000 on the spot, besides being prosecuted under relevant provisions of law, he added. It said that schools, colleges and educational and coaching institutes for regular activities shall remain closed till September 30, but online and distance learning would continue. The order said that 50% of the teaching and non-teaching staff is allowed to attend the educational institutions at a time for online teaching and related works only in areas outside the containment zones. Public transport would be allowed to operate from September 7 with strict compliance to social distancing and other COVID-19 protocols. The coronavirus cases rose to 118,333 in Assam, including 90,697 recoveries and 330 deaths. 7 people were killed and 7 others injured today as a truck and a bus transporting laborers collided in Cherry Khedi area of Chhattisgarh's Raipur, a media report said today. Ajay Yadav, Raipur's Senior Superintendent of Police, said that the laborers were heading towards Surat in Gujarat and were coming from Odisha's Ganjam. More details are awaited, the report said. Let's take a short break. Stay tuned for more updates.
Saglon Ama Amada Matangi Pisota Adom Gidamak Puzaraklagani Saugrakpam Hemanta Miyamgi Oza Tolhan Sagnai Rabo Oja Hemantagi Mahaki Karamba Saglon Ama Lady Bage Haibudu Matangi Pisota Taurang Tauzerange Aikogi number 762-994-3543 da call Tobiro.
Welcome back after the break. On the occasion of Teachers' Day 2020, Manipur Education and Labour and Employment Minister Thokchom Radesham today expressed profound gratitude to all the teachers who help in grooming and showing every person the right path with their love, care and dedication. In a release, the minister asserted that nothing could replace or substitute the defined roles played by teachers in the society. Under the initiative of Harauro Tangkham Gram Panchayat Pradhan Leishangthem Kulachandra, locals repaired roads and drains at Harauro Awang Lekai today. Takhil Mayum Imocha, a villager, lauded the Pradhan for the initiative as it will ease the difficulties of the residents during the monsoon season.
Jenji Shingmini and Mana Arwat of the Posen and GCB Taladana, the Batching, no, let us do see the Motapi Pardhanzigo, Yang Top, the Widow of Pardhan.
Extending a helping hand to the people amid the COVID-19 lockdown, Taubal Municipal Council Ward Number 10 Councillor Hijam Jamuna Devi distributed edibles to every household of the ward yesterday. Former Minister and intending candidate of by-election to Kombi constituency, Ningthojam Mangi assured of working for the welfare of farming community and providing employment to the youth. He was taking part in a meeting organized by Leitan Pokpi Election Committee at Leitan Pokpi Muslim Lekai. Mangi also added he will translate into action all promises made by him to repair all roads in Kumbi constituency and to take up other developmental activities for the constituency.
Jiki amene local area se shahi amada karor anini lakh chani letam popi bazar dekine ningdem bi kondong bang ki khongka khara se koilas thabati kese irai nai batamani MLA lokale ada thagani fajana phukhay ma tharaga fajana koila da chalhangeni noigi noina koila chatke haiba taradi na khutune ne ai simbol na mo adu na khong na koila cha
Arun Kumar Thangjam, aspiring to contest the upcoming by-poll to Wangkai Assembly constituency, along with his wife, Purnimashi, installed street lamps at Mantripukri, Rapai Valley and Gurung Basti in Imphal. Ramida Pradhan of Karachi under Sangai Yumpham Part 2 Gram Panchayat today inaugurated a newly constructed waiting shed at Karachi constructed under the State Finance Commission 2019 to 2020. Pradhan Ramida nominee Pradhan Muhammad Wahidur Rahman, member of Ward Number 7 Muhammad Nijamuddin and Karachi Wali Masjid Imam Maulavi Elias attended the event as main guests. With an aim to keep a check on climate change and global warming, Head Constable Khagembam Bobisana Singh of Manipur Police has been planting saplings at various places. Likewise, he also planted trees at the ground of Samaram Mayai Lekai Community Hall. The program was held in association with YSDC Samaram. A district-level folk dance program was organized by Nipra Art and Culture Academy, Taubal, at the Academy's hall today. The program was held under Cultural Function and Production Grant Scheme, Ministry of Culture, Government of India, New Delhi. Dynamic entrepreneur and social activist Laimujum Pratap Singh, an assistant engineer of Rural Engineer Department, Government of Manipur, Sagolshyam Sarat Chandra attended the program. Laimujam Pratap Singh on the occasion said that it is high time for each and everyone to protect and preserve the state's rich culture and tradition. Let's take another short break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Amid escalating border tension with China in eastern Ladakh, Congress MLA from Arunachal Pradesh, Ninong Ering, has claimed that 5 people have been abducted by the People's Liberation Army (PLA). Ninong Ering also said that the 5 people had gone for fishing when they were abducted by the Chinese army. The 5 people, identified as Tanu Bakar, Prasad Ringling, Ngaru Diri, Dongtu Ibiya and Toch Singkam, have reportedly been abducted from Sera 7 area under Upper Subansiri district along the India-China border in Arunachal Pradesh, according to media reports. Ninong Ering said that the Chinese army has started incursions in Arunachal Pradesh after Ladakh and Doklam. The Congress lawmaker also claimed that the Chinese have crossed the LAC. To discuss the border disputes between the two nations, Indian Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and his Chinese counterpart Wei Fenghe met in Moscow yesterday. According to media reports, in the meeting, the two leaders agreed to de-escalate the situation through talks. In the 2-hour meeting, the two leaders discussed the border disputes discussed at length. It may be mentioned that this is the first political dialogue between the two nations after the tension on the borders started. The two leaders are in Moscow to participate in a joint meeting of defense ministers of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization (SCO) Collective Security Treaty Organization (CSTO) and Commonwealth of Independent States (CIS) countries. India and China are engaged in a 4-month-long standoff at the line of actual control in eastern Ladakh. After several levels of dialogue, there has not been any breakthrough to resolve the deadlock, while Chinese People Liberation Army (PLA) troops had made fresh attempts at incursion attempts into Indian territory late last month, as per a media report. China's Defense Minister General Wei Fenghe yesterday in Moscow told Defense Minister Rajnath Singh that India was entirely responsible for the border tensions and China would not give up an inch of its territory, Chinese media reported today. The state-run Xinhua news agency quoted General Wei as saying, "Recently the relations between the two countries and the two militaries have been seriously affected by the border issue, and it was very important for the two defense ministers to have a face-to-face and candid exchange of views on relevant issues," a media report said. General Wei said the cause and truth of the current tension on the China-India border are very clear and the responsibility lies entirely with the Indian side. Not an inch of China's territory can be lost, he said. The Chinese military has the resolve, capability and confidence to safeguard national sovereignty and territorial integrity. India was yet to release a statement on the talks, the report added. The coronavirus pandemic is likely to spill over to 2021 and continue for some months given the trend in the rise of daily COVID-19 cases at present, said Dr. Randeep Guleria, Director, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, AIIMS, New Delhi. Dr. Guleria, who is a key member of the central government's Special Task Force on COVID-19, said the number of COVID-19 cases in India will continue to rise for some more months before starting to flatten. There are multiple factors for this. One of them is the testing capacity has been boosted tremendously with more than 1 million tests every day, he added. He also said that many people who were very strict in terms of complying with the COVID safety measures in the initial phases now seem to have held the view that enough is enough. Even in Delhi, people are not wearing masks, are gathering in crowds, and the traffic jams are back to the pre-corona days. All this ends up pushing the numbers, he said. Now let's go through some of the local newspaper headlines.
The Shanghai Express. Principles of Framework Agreement include integration, says Tangkhul Nagalong President. Robbers kill one, decamp with rupees 1.15 crore from ATM cash agents. Toll touches 35, recovery surpasses fresh infections. The People's Chronicle. Corona fatalities continue as stats tally touches 6,699. Single-day recoveries outstrip fresh infections. Test capacity dips. Technical situation grim. Imphal returnee test positive in Ukhrul. After Chief Minister chat with Amit Shah, ex-MLAs fly home. Teachers greeted on their day. By-polls likely instead in November. Manipur Mail. Teachers' Day to be observed. Never lose respect for khaki uniform, says Prime Minister. Money from SBI looted, one dead. Imphal Free Press. ECI clears 5 assembly constituencies as clear vacancy for by-election. Security guard at ATM cash transporting van shot at. Succumbs to injuries in Churachandpur. Robbers get away with rupees 1.15 crore. Death toll climbs to 35. Positive case tally surges to 6,699. COVID-19 testing center in Sugnu to start functioning.
Before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. India reports 86,432 cases in last 24 hours. Total infections cross 40 lakh mark. Manipur so far registers 6,699 novel coronavirus cases. Death toll stands at 35. Assam government lifts weekend lockdown and night curfew. And 7 die as bus transporting laborers collides with truck in Chhattisgarh. That is the end of the bulletin for the news today at 1 p.m. Thank you for watching.